Good morning, students. In today's class, we'll start with new chapter, that is structure of atom. Before going to the topic directly, in previous topic, that is basic concepts of chemistry, we have seen that whatever it is, that is whether it is element or compound, the basic particle present in element or compound, that is atom. Is it correct or not? Suppose element definition. Okay, element is the pure substance in which it contains small particles, same kind of particles called atoms, and it cannot be separated chemically. Like that we have seen element. Even compound also, if you take example for compound, H2O, molecule O2, whatever it is, remaining whatever it might be, in those particles, small particles which are present in molecule or element, that is atom. Suppose if you take calcium, calcium contains small particles called calcium atoms. Water contains small particles called molecules. Okay, definitely H2O. Okay, but that again that H2O contains two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. By using separate techniques, by using suitable techniques like chemical methods, we can separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. By using suitable techniques, we can separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. What is the meaning of this one? Water can be split into small particles called hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so in the universe, whatever the particle, whatever the substance it is present, that substance is made by small particles called atoms. Whatever the substance might be in universe, okay, that substance will be made up of small particles called atoms. Then what about our topic, structure of atom? Okay, so we are going to study what is this atom, what is this atom contains. Okay, what about the structure of atom? Means what about the structure means what about how atom is constituting? Okay, how atom is existed? What are the further any particles are present in atom? Whether they are present or not, we are going to see what about the structure of atom. Is it okay, ma? That is only our heading. So our topic heading is structure of atom. This is chapter 2. We can simply say this one as atomic structure. Okay, atomic structure or structure of atom, both are same only. That what are the topics we are going to study in the structure of atom? Okay, we will see according to topic wise, we will see, ma. But before that, what is the importance of this topic? What is the importance of this topic? Suppose one example, silver and chlorine. Silver and chlorine, they will react to form silver chloride. Or Na, sodium and chlorine, they will react to form sodium chloride. Is it okay? How sodium chloride is formed? How sodium chloride is formed? It contains two ions, Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Okay, how sodium chloride is existed? We have to see what about the structure of Na plus, what about the structure of Cl minus. Then only we can understand how sodium chloride is existed. Is it correct or not? Not only sodium chloride, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, water. How water is existed? Water contains furthermore small particles called hydrogen and oxygen. Those hydrogen and oxygen, they will undergo chemical reaction to form water. Okay, but at the time I asked you a question. Water contains why two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen? Two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen are present in water. How they are combined? Why only two atoms of hydrogen are combined? Why it is not with one atom of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen? Okay, why they are combining like that? We don't know. To know what about the structure of water? To know what about the structure of water, what we have to do? First we have to know how hydrogen is present, how oxygen is present, and then how these hydrogen and oxygen will undergo reaction. This is order. Okay, first we want to know information about water. Now these are all actually to know the structure of atom. We will start with topic. Okay, that is clear. Now what are the doubts we have in previous topic, some basic concepts of chemistry? Even myself, I asked some doubts at the time of explanation of topics. Is it correct? then those topics, doubts must be cleared here, and next topic chemical bond. Is it okay, ma? Now, what are the things we have to? Why we have to study this atom of structure of atom? Suppose we have so many atoms, calcium, hydrogen, potassium, like that. 1 to 30 I wrote. Not only 30, totally we have 118 elements. Now we are surrounded with 118 elements totally. Okay, these many elements are there. Why we have to study about structure of atom? That is the main thing now I am asking. Why we have to study? If you want to know any new substance or already existed substance, first we have to know the basic particle atom. The basic particle atom. Suppose we are here. Okay, how can we exist like this? How can we exist like this? We are existed with blood. Blood has hemoglobin. Hemoglobin contains Fe+2, surrounded by some pentagon rings. Like that, these are all structures we want to know. Correct or not? Whatever it might be, this big particle, whatever the big substance, small substance, whatever it is, if you want to know the information about that substance, first we have to know the basic particle atom structure. Then only we can go through whatever heights might be. Is it correct? Now you can ask one more question. Okay, sir, by knowing any substance, what is the use for us? By knowing any substance, what is the use for us? Say, what is the use? By knowing that substance, we can use that substance properly. If you know the total properties of that substance, okay, how much extent we know about the properties of the substance, that much highly we can use that substance easily. Suppose we know about water clearly. Is it correct or not? Water is neutral substance. If it falls on hand also, it will not cause anything. Like this, all the properties of water we know. Then only we are able to drink water without any thinking. Suppose we went to one house. Okay, there they gave one bottle full of water. Okay, if you are thirsty, immediately we will drink that one. We will not think any other thing, whether this is petrol or any kerosene, like that. We are not going to think. We know, already they know that is water, they gave to us. So immediately we will drink that one. Why we are able to drink? How? We know about water clearly. How we are going to know about water? We know what are the particles present in water. Those are hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, when they combine, they form a neutral substance, that is water. These are all known to us. How do we know? That is nothing but we know about structure of hydrogen and structure of oxygen. When we know structure of hydrogen and structure of oxygen, these two will be combined to form water. That structure also will come to know. Automatically properties of water we know. According to that, we can use that water in a proper way. Are you able to understand, ma'am? Okay, so if you know any substance properties fully, then we can use that substance clearly. Okay, suppose same question I am asking. You are the only person. Okay, you went to a new place, very new place. You are surrounded with so much amount of liquid. Okay, directly you will not go there and drink that liquid, because there no man is there. Okay, if you go directly drink that liquid is water or any other liquid, we don't know. Will it be poison or any other thing, we don't know. Is it correct or not? Then how do we just avoid all these things? If you know that substance, what is present there, then only we will use that one properly. Okay, all these questions arised because of why we have to know the structure of atom. That is the question I asked. Why we have to know the structure of atom? Because if you know the structure of atom, we can know the total properties of the substance clearly. When we know the total properties of the substance clearly, then we can use that substance in a proper way. We can use the substance in a proper way. That is the thing I want to say. So it is very important concept, structure of atom, which is highly linked with 12th class also. If you know these basics, structure of atom, chemical bond, all these things, then it is very easy for us to know what about the remaining syllabus, all these things. Okay, everything it is related to structure of atom and chemical bond. Please understand carefully. This is the starting class only, and now till now what did I say? I didn't start the class also completely, but I told what is the importance of knowing structure of atom. Okay, what is our topic heading? Structure of atom. Okay, what is the importance? Why we have to study structure of atom? If you don't know, can't we survive? Like that questions we may get, correct or not? If you don't know, we can survive, but in a easy way we can survive by knowing the structure of atom. That is the thing I would like to say. Okay, ma. And this is about introduction regarding atom structure. And in ancient days, now we will enter into the topic. Okay, in olden days, very olden days, scientists they thought that atom is indivisible. Scientists they thought that atom is indivisible. Sir, what is meant by indivisible? Okay, for a small thing. Suppose you have a chalk piece. Okay, the chalk piece I told to you to make into pieces. Okay, first you have done into 2 pieces. Next, I told further. Okay, again you made 2 into 4 pieces. Next, you made into 8 pieces. Next, 16. Like that, continuously I am telling that break that particle, like that I am going to continue. Okay, finally, what you have done? Okay, sir, I can't make it into pieces. Finally, I can make powder. Okay, you have ground that one and you made that chalk piece into powder. Okay, now I told that powder can be again divisible. Okay, you tried by taking one small pin like that, you made that powder particle into 2 particles again. Again, I told that small particle again will be divided. So, what is my intention here? Whatever the particle, we are going to break that one. That is nothing but it is divisible. Whatever the particle we are going to break, okay, that is divisible. Then here what did I say? Atoms are indivisible. Indivisible means if you want to cut that atom into 2 pieces, it is not at all possible. If you want to cut that atom into 2 or 3 pieces, whatever it is, further pieces, it is not at all possible. Okay, then scientists in olden days, they told that atom is the ultimate particle. What is that? Atom is the ultimate. Ultimate means last particle. I said that chalk piece is there. The chalk piece is made into powder. Again, that powder can be made into divisible. Correct or not? Like that, I made powder. Furthermore, okay, by using microscope, also I tried, and finally, I got CaCO3. What is the formula of chalk piece, man? What is the formula of chalk piece? CaCO3. Okay. After getting this CaCO3, again I asked you to make separation. Okay. Then you tried by using suitable techniques, chemical techniques. You tried well, and finally you got calcium, carbon, oxygen separately. 3 atoms of oxygen, 1 atom of carbon, and 1 atom of calcium we got. Are you understanding, man? This is the particle which is called chalk piece. This is the formula of chalk piece. I told finally you got 1 particle, that is CaCO3. Now I told you can continue this breaking of CaCO3 also. Then you tried very nicely. In olden days I am telling. Okay. Now you made that CaCO3 into 3 particles. Those are calcium, carbon and oxygen. Now I ask you a question one more time, that is, this calcium, carbon, oxygen, can we make them into further more pieces? Then you tried all the ways. In olden days I am telling. Okay, you tried all the ways, whatever the chemical methods, whatever it is, you tried everything, and finally you are not succeeded. Meaning of that one, these are all ultimate particles. Ultimate means final particles present in any substance. My intention is not calcium, carbon, oxygen, atoms. Atoms are the ultimate means last particles which cannot be divided further. That means we made chalk piece into 2 pieces, 3, 4, like that, different made into powder. Powder means so many millions of particles are there. Again that powder is made into calcium carbon, CaCO3, small molecule, CaCO3. Again that CaCO3 is made into calcium carbon and oxygen. Correct or not? But if you want to break this atom of calcium, it is not at all possible. It was not at all possible. What is the meaning of that one? In olden days, scientists they thought that atoms are indivisible. In olden days, scientists, they have thought that atoms are indivisible. Okay, now atoms are indivisible. Okay, suppose let us think that you are there. Okay, ma'am. At that time, nearly 1,000 years back, you are there. You are the human beings, and scientists are present. Scientists, they told that simply atoms are indivisible. Then definitely you will believe. Why? At the time you won't ask what is the proof, all these things. Okay. Even though it is imagination, you will believe because you don't know anything. You don't know anything about science. Okay. Suppose 100 people are there. Out of 100 people, one person is very intelligent. He is a scientist. Okay. He will go through so many researches and he will publish the postulates. Okay. At that time, your knowledge was nil. You have no knowledge of science at least. Then that person who is a scientist, he told that atoms are indivisible. First, what is meant by atom? We don't know. Correct or not? Because we don't know anything subject about science. Chemistry, what is that chemistry also we don't know. At that time, any person, whatever they will say, you will believe that one. Because those are initial days. At that time, we will come to know about all these things. At that time, our knowledge is increased. Then questions will be asked. Okay, ma'am. Now, this is the initial condition. Atoms are indivisible. Okay. Atoms are indivisible, you believed. What is meant by indivisible? They cannot be divided into further particles. That means that is the smallest particle present in any matter. Atom is the smallest particle present in any matter. Okay, na? This is about introduction part regarding atom. Okay, now these atoms are indivisible is the point given by Greek scientist. That is Democritus. Democritus is the name of the scientist who gave the idea that atoms are indivisible. I told you at that time people were there. They don't know anything about science. At that time, one scientist, he came into light and he told that his name was Democritus. No? He told that atoms are indivisible. Then they asked, what is that atom? Why it is indivisible? Like that, they didn't ask. Simply they believed. Okay, because at that time they don't know anything about atom also. Now the concept was arised by Greek scientist, that is Democritus. But he told one point, that is atoms are indivisible. Further continuation, he didn't give anything information about atom. So, okay, people also they believed, very good. But the person who will give more information about new concept, people will be believing them highly when compared to this person. Is it correct or not? That's why after this Greek scientist Democritus, one more scientist, that is John Dalton, he gave little bit more information about atom. That one we will see in the form of theory, that is called Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, ma? Dalton's atomic theory. We will see that one. Before going to that, my question is, till now whatever the thing I explained, those are all general things only. And why we have to study the structure of atom, importance I told, and who introduced this concept of atom, that was given by Greek scientist, that is Democritus. Okay, he derived the term atom. Greek scientist Democritus derived the term atom from atomos. Greek scientist Democritus derived the term atom from atomos. Meaning of atomos in English, actually this is a Greek word. Okay, in English it is called indivisible. Atom is the term which was derived from the word that is called atomos. In Greek, atomos, then in English that is called indivisible. That's why he kept the name atom for that small particle. Okay, now what about the next scientist? His name was John Dalton, and what about his effort? We will see that one. Okay, ma? This is about introduction. I hope you understood. Okay, we will continue this one with Dalton theory. Okay, ma? Let us see. After this Democritus, next scientist name was John Dalton. He gave little bit more information, not completely, little bit more information than Democritus he gave. Okay, and that information he gave in the form of points, and those points are kept under one theory name called Dalton's atomic theory. And this is called first atomic theory. John Dalton gave one theory called Dalton's atomic theory, and this is called first atomic theory. Okay, ma. Now, what are the points given by John Dalton? First point: atoms are indivisible. That point already gave by Greek scientist. This first point, what is the first point, man? Atoms are indivisible. Already that atoms are indivisible point was given by Greek scientist. Okay, Democritus. But this John Dalton kept the first point as that point only. Okay, atoms are indivisible. Next, second one. Atoms of same element are same in all aspects. What is the second point? Atoms of same element are same in all aspects. Okay, for example, I took 2 blocks of calcium. First block of calcium has small particles, those are calcium only. Second block of calcium also contains calcium atoms only. Okay, there is no difference between first block and second block. Atoms of calcium element, those are every time same. See, atoms of same element, this is same element with same element, are same in all aspects. In all aspects means whether physically or chemically. In physical properties and chemical properties, in whatever way might be, these calcium one atom and another calcium atom will be same everywhere. If calcium atom, this one undergoes oxygen, reaction with oxygen, it will form calcium oxide. This calcium also undergoes reaction with oxygen to form calcium oxide. That is chemically. Physically, if this is white in color, this is also white in color. This is also white in color. Means total calcium is getting white in color because of all atoms are same. That is the meaning. Okay. What is the second point, ma? Atoms of same element are same in all aspects. Meaning of all aspects here is physically and chemically. In both physical properties and chemical properties, those two atoms, if you take from same element, those are all same. This is second point. Next, third one. Atoms of different elements are different in all aspects. What is the third point? Atoms of different elements are different in all aspects. See the third point, all of you. Atoms of different elements are different in all aspects. Meaning of this one is, if you take different elements like argon and potassium, at the time argon was, inert gas was not there, no? Okay. Calcium and potassium. If you take calcium atom, that is completely different from potassium atom. Completely, physically and chemically. Definitely, calcium reacts with oxygen to form calcium oxide, CaO. Potassium reacts with oxygen, it will form K2O. Potassium oxide name same, but formula wise different. Okay, chemical properties are different as well as physical properties are also different. That is the meaning. Third point, atoms of different elements are different in all aspects. Means physically and chemically, those atoms are different when we take different element atoms. Okay, this is third point. Next, fourth point. Atoms are the small particles which will undergo chemical reaction. Atoms are the small particles which will undergo chemical reaction. Okay, I will explain that fourth point. Before that, your duty is, after completion of the introduction, okay, right, first point, that is, Democritus is the name of scientist who has given idea about atom. He told that atoms are indivisible. He derived the term atom from atomos. Meaning of this atomos in English, that is indivisible. Like that, some points regarding introduction part you can write. After that, keep the side heading Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, Dalton is the name of the scientist who gave first atomic theory. Under this atomic theory, write the postulates. First postulate, atoms are indivisible. Second one, atoms of same element are same in all aspects. Third one, atoms of different elements are different in all aspects. And fourth one, atoms are the small particles which will undergo chemical reaction. Okay, now I will explain this fourth point. After that, we will go to next theory. Before that, I hope you understood everything. Okay, now let us see what about the explanation presented in fourth one. Okay, see all of you. I took, this is calcium and this is oxygen. Okay, this is totally calcium element and this is totally oxygen element. These two will undergo reaction to form calcium oxide. What is the formula of calcium oxide? CaO. That is okay. Now I told calcium element reacts with oxygen element. Calcium element and oxygen element, they will react to form CaO. But what is happening? Atoms present in calcium will undergo reaction with atoms present in oxygen. Atoms present in calcium will undergo reaction with atoms present in oxygen to form calcium oxide. Okay, for example, two schools are getting competitive in drawing competition. Okay, our school Bharati Vidyalaya and another school nearby, any school, Sarada Matriculation School, like that I told. Okay, these two schools are getting competitive. What is the meaning of this competition? Directly schools are going to compete? No. Students present in Bharati Vidyalaya and students present in Sarada Matriculation School, they will undergo competition. But generally, what is the thing we will say? These two schools are getting competitive. Like that we will say. Like that here also, calcium element and oxygen element, they will undergo reaction. Like that one sentence we will use. But actually what is happening? Atoms present in calcium will undergo reaction with atoms present in oxygen. So fourth point is, atoms are the small particles present in the substance which will undergo chemical reaction. Actually, chemical reaction is undergone by atoms only. That is the meaning of this one. Even though elements are directly combined, okay, but what is happening inside? Inside it is happening with atoms of one element and atoms of another element will undergo chemical reaction. This is about 4 postulates. We will say postulates are points, both are same only. 4 postulates under the side heading Dalton's atomic theory. This is the first atomic theory which was given by John Dalton. Okay, ma? If you understood this one, we will go to next one. I think everyone is clear up to this. Okay, we have started with introduction and what is the importance of knowing structure of atom, all these things. After that, how we are going to approach the structure of atom, like this. Okay, that is I explained till now. Now we will go through next concept. Before going to the next concept, okay, I will tell one example. That is, till some years, actually I told 1000 years back like that. Okay, John Dalton told that atoms are indivisible. Okay, so people also, they didn't think about anything. They believed completely about John Dalton and Democritus, and they thought that atoms are indivisible. Okay, they believed, and like that only it was going on. But suddenly, one experiment by name one experiment by name photoelectric effect. Okay, proved that atoms are indivisible. What is that experiment, ma? Photoelectric effect is the experiment, experimental data. Okay, it has proved that atoms are divisible. Then what people will do? Till some extent, scientists, they only told that atoms are indivisible. But after this experiment, scientists again they changed that atoms are divisible. Then people, will they believe or not? Definitely they will believe atoms are divisible. I will tell one example. Okay, ma? Let us see. Just you have joined the school, pre-KG or LKG, like that you will join the school, na? You are in kids days. Okay, you have joined the school. You don't know what is the number, what is that addition, subtraction, all these things you don't know. Okay, let us think that you are in first class, ma. Okay, you know the numbers, okay, but addition, subtractions, all these things you don't know. Okay, clear. Now, first day, once one teacher came to your class and he asked that 2 plus 2 is equal to how much? 2 plus 2 is equal to how much? Can you say the answer? You don't know. You are also like these people only. You don't know anything initially. That's why no one has told the answer. Okay, but after completion of some time, the teacher only told the answer. 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. For example, I am telling this one. Okay, the teacher told the answer 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then at the time you will believe the answer or not? Definitely will believe, because at that time you don't know what is meant by addition or subtraction also. Is it correct? 2 plus 2 now you know, okay, but at that time whatever the teacher says you will believe. There is no experiment, correct or not? So the teacher told initially that is 2 plus 2 is equal to how much, that question was asked. You don't know anything, na? You didn't answer anything. Then he told that he or she, okay, 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then my question is, do you believe this answer or not? Definitely will believe. And you continued with this belief so many days. Nearly 1 week, 2 weeks it was gone. Okay. And administration, they found that this teacher is not suitable correctly, or that the teacher is not comfortable in this class, and he went out. He left the school. Okay. After leaving the school, school appointed one more teacher. New teacher came to your class. Okay. Freshly he asked the same question. Coincidentally, he asked the same question. 2 plus 2 is equal to how much? What is the answer you will say? Already the teacher told that. So immediately all of you will shout that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Like John Dalton. John Dalton told atoms are indivisible. That is imagination. This is also imagination only. Okay. And people believed initially. Like you, how you believe 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, like that people believed John Dalton, he told correct only. Okay, but what is the thing happened here? The new teacher came to you and asked the same question, na? 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Sorry, 2 plus 2 is equal to how much? You told the answer 5. Immediately the teacher got doubt. How can you say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5? Then you replied that, sir, previous teacher he or she told that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 only. Then the teacher asked, did you believe that one? Yes, we believed, because at that time we don't know anything. Then we believed. Then this teacher told that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. New teacher came to you and said that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Previously, 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 at that time teacher told for you. You didn't ask anything. Correct? You will not ask anything. Simply you will believe 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. But second teacher who came to you and asked that and said that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, then immediately you will ask that. One student raised the hand and he asked that, he or she, sir, previous teacher they told that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now you told that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. What we have to believe? Which one is correct? Whether 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 or 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. This is also imagination, this is also imagination. Then what we have to do? Two different answers we are getting. How can we believe you? Like that you will ask a question to new teacher. Correct or not? Then that new teacher took the help of experiment. This experiment means definitely will believe, because imagination up to some extent only. At once experiment came into light, you will not believe imagination. You want to believe that experiment only. Then what teacher said? Okay, let us consider two fingers and one more side, left hand also two fingers. Join them. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 2 plus 2 is equal to how much? 4. In presence of you itself, he has shown 2 plus 2 is equal to how much totally? 4. Then how it is 5? Like that teacher asked. Sir, correct only. You told correct only. Then that 5 is wrong answer. And now onwards we will believe this 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Like that you will believe. Why you believe that one? Even though two different answers you have, you will believe this new answer. Because that is experimental proof. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. This is explained by experiment to get rid of imagination. So first imagination, if anyone tells, you will believe that one. But next, if any new statement comes here, okay, controversy to old one, you will not believe immediately. We want some proof. At that time, if any experiment is there, then that proof will be agreed with you. Is it okay, ma? Then atoms are indivisible. That one was told by John Dalton, which was imagination. Now I am telling new scientists came here and told that atoms are divisible. Then immediately people will ask, previous scientists they told that atoms are indivisible. Now you are telling that atoms are divisible. How can we believe all these things? Two different statements we have. Okay, then people at that time, if they ask the question, immediately scientists will think that previous one is imagination, now it is also imagination. Then we have to depend definitely on one experiment. That experiment on it is called photoelectric effect. Okay, by using that photoelectric effect, we can say that atoms are divisible. Then what will be happened? If you see that experiment, then we can understand and we will believe that atoms are divisible. That is the thing. For explaining that one only, this much explanation I gave. Is it clear, ma? So first imagination, even though who will say, we will believe that one. But second time, if controversies happen to the previous statement, definitely we have to ask that, any people will ask immediately, two different statements we have, then which one we have to believe? Any experiment proof is there, we will believe that one. Like that people will ask. That's why scientists, by taking the experimental proof, that is photoelectric effect, they explain that atoms are divisible. That is only this experiment. That is the importance of this experiment, ma. Let us see what about this photoelectric effect. Okay. Now, Dalton's atomic theory, it was given some idea. Actually, even though it is wrong, even though it was wrong, out of total people who doesn't know anything, one scientist gave some idea about atom, correct or not? Little bit idea. Even though it is not succeeded also, that initiation was taken by the scientist. That is the greatness. Okay, importance of that atom he explained. Now, even though that atoms are indivisible statement is wrong, now we are going to say that atoms are divisible also. We have to remember that Dalton's atomic theory, because initiation was given by that scientist. It was the greatness of the scientist. Is it okay, ma? Now, what about this photoelectric effect? We will see. Okay, na? See, all of you, photo is the term related to light, electric, some electric field, means charge. You know, according to physics, rate of movement of charge is called, rate of flow of charge is called electric field. That means electricity. Rate of flow of charge is called electricity. So here, by light, some electric field effect is observed. Some electric field effect is observed. That effect is called photoelectric effect. That effect is called photoelectric effect. Photo we are getting now. That actually photo is nothing but light. Okay. Photo we will get clearly if light is there. Otherwise it is not at all possible. Photo is the term related to light. Electric field is the movement of charge. Now what is going to be happened? Let us see. before going to this experiment, this experiment, I will explain one small substance called zinc sulfide. What is that substance? Zinc sulfide. Zinc sulfide screen. Zinc sulfide screen I have taken. Okay. Specialty of the zinc sulfide screen is on that screen, if any charged particle, that might be positive charge or negative charge, on that screen, zinc sulfide screen, if any charged particle, the charged particle might be positive or negative, that is not fixed with any positive or negative, anything. Any positive charged particle or negative charged particle is fallen on that screen. At the time of falling, spark will be observed, means light fire spark. Suppose when we just keep on touch with positive and negative terminal, fire sparks will be obtained like that. If any positive charged particle or negative charged particle is going to hit this zinc sulfide screen, at the time of collision, we will observe the spark. After some time, a dot will be happened. After creating that spark, immediately dot will be happened on the screen. Okay, by seeing that dot, we can understand some charged particle is falling on that screen. By seeing that dot, we can say that some charged particle is falling on that screen. Like suppose this is totally zinc sulfide screen, which is white in color. Just imagine. Okay, if any charged particle is fallen here, at the time of falling that one, we will observe this. If you are able to see, at the time of falling, we will see that spark. After some time, if you observe, we will see dot. Okay, like this dots we will observe on this zinc sulfide screen. If any positive charged particle or negative charged particle fallen on the zinc sulfide, that is the specialty of zinc sulfide. Okay, ma? Which is charge sensitive. Now, this is about the property of zinc sulfide. Now, we are going to explain this photoelectric effect. One more time. What about this photoelectric effect, ma? This photoelectric effect is nothing but in the presence of light, some electric field effect is observed. In the presence of light, some electric field effect is observed. That electric field effect observation in the presence of light is called photoelectric effect. Okay, now I took, this is sodium. Sodium element contains small particles called sodium atoms only, na? These are all sodium atoms. Previously, Dalton told that atoms are indivisible. Is it okay, ma? Okay. Now, this sodium element is exposed to sunlight. The sodium element is exposed to sunlight. What is the meaning of the sodium element is exposed to sunlight? Atoms present in this sodium element, okay, are exposed to sunlight. Now, what is going to be happen? This sunlight is going to be falling on this sodium element. This is called incident light. Okay, at once this sunlight is falling on this sodium element, some invisible particles, Sir, you are telling that those are invisible. Then how can we recognize? That's why here we will keep zinc sulfide screen. What is that screen, ma? Zinc sulfide screen. Okay, now after falling of the sunlight on the sodium element, we will observe some invisible particles are going to be falling on that zinc sulfide screen. Okay, how can we recognize these invisible particles? These invisible particles are charged particles. These invisible particles are positive or negative, we don't know. Keep aside. Charged particles. That means they might have contained by charged particle, positive charge or negative charge. Okay, so these invisible particles at once they are going to be falling on zinc sulfide. At the time of falling, we can see that sparks will be observed. Okay, otherwise if you open the zinc sulfide and if you see, completely dots will be observed. Like these dots we can see on zinc sulfide. Initially those dots are not present. Before starting of the experiment, those dots were not observed. After completion of the experiment, we can see those dots present on zinc sulfide. By seeing the dots, we can say that those invisible particles are charged particles which came from atom. Which atom? Sodium atom. Actually, sodium element is there. That sodium element contains small particles called atoms. Atoms are neutral. It was proved that atoms are neutral. Neutral means atom does not carry any charge. Positive charge or negative charge is not present on atom. Atom is completely neutral. So you can ask me, sir, after falling of this sunlight on the sodium element, why we can't say those are atoms? Invisible particles are atoms falling on zinc sulfide. If it is atom, it is neutral. If neutral particle is falling on zinc sulfide, can we see any dot? No chance at all. Okay, by seeing the dot we can understand these particles are, invisible particles are charged. That means positive or negative charge. Definitely those invisible particles are charged. Those invisible particles are charged and atoms are neutral. These atoms are neutral. How is it is possible? Those charged particles are present in the atom and we are making the charged particles to come out of the atom. We are making the charged particles, invisible particles, to come out of the atom by using some energy which is called sunlight. By using some energy which is called sunlight. Is it okay? Now, those charged particles are coming out from atom. No? What is the meaning of that one? Atom is separated. Atom is separated or divisible. Previously we thought that atoms are indivisible. Now what we are making? We are getting some charged particles from atom. Then we can understand atoms are divisible. Actually, this photoelectric effect I will continue one more time. After completion of some classes, little bit more depth is there. Okay, at that time again I will continue. Actually, this is like introduction part to explain that how atoms are divisible. To explain the concept that is atoms are divisible, we want to know one experiment. Na? Even though we are not able to see atoms and invisible particles, all these things, we can estimate by using different techniques. We have used zinc sulfide screen, and on the zinc sulfide screen we have seen dots. By seeing the dots we can understand those are charged particles. Those charged particles are not atoms because atoms are neutral. Then we can understand those charged particles definitely they must emit from atoms because no other particle is present in sodium element. It is pure substance, no? It contains sodium atoms only. Definitely those invisible particles or charged particles must come out from sodium atoms. What is the meaning of that one? Definitely sodium atoms are divisible. Sodium atoms are divisible. That is the thing. If sodium atoms are divisible, automatically remaining element atoms are also divisible. Then old point that was given by John Dalton, atoms are indivisible, that was wrong. Now by using the technique, this is experimental technique, na? So definitely people will believe. People believe this one. By using this photoelectric effect experiment, we can say that atoms are divisible. Atoms are divisible. Now here onwards we will continue this point, atoms are divisible only. That point was completed. Just that was kept as wrong. Okay na? Now here onwards we will go through definitely atoms are divisible, and if atoms are divisible, some charged particles are present in atoms. Na? Those charged particles structure, all these things we have to know. That is only structure of atom. Okay, ma? This is about today's concept. Okay, we will continue what are the further particles present in the atom. Already we told that in this class atoms are divisible. So we will continue with the next class, that is what are the particles, further particles present in the atom, how they are discovered, all these things. I hope you understood this class, ma? Okay, na? Then we will continue with the next class. Thank you all.